Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that 200 player one.
Well, that's the problem is because it like I went to download the thing and it was not enough room on my PlayStation. So we'll see. Because if I need room for
Install Last of Us.
That's not a bad point actually, because I own the game, so I can install it at any point again. So I actually might, because I'm not playing it at any time. I just need to make sure I have room for Ghosts, because remember that comes out in 2 weeks. The
2 weeks.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah, we better play COD as much as we can. Did she try the two, or she hasn't downloaded the update yet?
No, because it said no room.
Right. Yeah, because they have that Juggernaut Royale 2, which I want to try.
What is Juggernaut Royale?
Remember back in you played Modern Warfare 2, right?
Yeah, not fully, because that's how I learned the Xbox when you lift it. Just fuck everything up.
The Juggernauts are like, what was that movie called with
X-Men 3 with the Juggernaut?
X-Men 3. What was it? The Put Locker or whatever?
Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker, yeah. So you wear that bomb diffusing armor. It's like really intense armor. So Juggernauts in Call of Duty have like full bodysuit armor like that, and they're really hard to kill. They usually get Gatling guns in Modern Warfare, so they have in Battle Royale somehow you get the Juggernaut suit and you walk really, really slowly, but it literally takes probably like 200 bullets more, like a few hundred to kill you, and you get a massive Gatling gun. So
that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to yeah, Dylan, we know we're live. We're just waiting for some things to figure out.
Hey, Dylan.
Yeah, always going Twitch. I forgot to record the audio for the last podcast.
No!
Don't need to talk into the cat. I feel like I can use the video audio, but I know if it ever jumps. So
someone is token up out there.
Oh, yeah. It's my neighbors.
The cops?
No. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 355 episode of the Geek First podcast, where we're getting high. Apparently,
yeah, we're getting high today.
Windows open. Oh, it's nice weather out there.
Nice
so
breeze coming
I am the Clown Prince of Podcasts, the #1 Kylo Ren fanboy, the podcaster of mischief, Travis Snail.
I am the high as a cloud, Taylor Field.
Yeah, go over and listen to the movies episode. That was a good one. Me and Taylor did an hour and a half. Lots to talk about there. Joss Whedon controversy, Batman, a whole bunch of good stuff. Taylor, that's a lot of promotions over there, but I got some things to quickly shout out. One, go to Twitch and follow us whenever we record live casts. Go to our Facebook and Twitter, because you can say, hey, we're going live, and then, hey, that's where we're live. You can join the chat and have some fun with us a little bit later this time. So hopefully in the future will be a little bit earlier, but it gets a little hot in these summer days, so we'll see. I got to work on the AC. What else? And then Patreon, we have 4 new tiers: Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. Go back a few episodes ago. I relayed them all out, all the benefits and how you can support the channel. And then Taylor, it's going to be the first link in this video, this audio description. But what do they need to do? Because they only got one more day. If you're listening to this July 3rd, which is the day it releases, this is the only last day to do it. So we need your help for what, Taylor Field?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the running for Best of Local Podcast in Kelowna, and we need your help to get that #1 slot. It means the world to us, and it only takes a few seconds of your time. If you're on Facebook, literally a few seconds. If you're on Facebook, the first link in the description, just click on that, and it'll take you to the Kelowna Now website. Then you got to scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see the digital tab. Click on that, and then scroll down to Geek First Podcast, and just simply hit vote. That's all you got to do. It's super simple.
Just for us.
Just for us, yeah. Especially just for us. And it'll go a long way. We're trying our hardest to get to that #1 slot.
We want that plaque. We want it, and it would make you guys feel better as listeners, wouldn't you? If you go, hey, I listened to the #1 podcast in Kelowna. Pretty good. I'll take #2, #3. That's great. It's always great to be nominated. But if we get #1, we get that plaque there. Sure, we could win other years. Plus, if we were to win the year 2020, I like the 2020. There's been a lot of bad stuff this year, but it literally only takes 30 seconds. If you like what we do here, if you've supported us, whether it's on reviews or whether you've subscribed on our audio and video feeds, if you're going, hey, how else can I help? And plus, it gives us some clout too. Honestly, if we have 2020 best podcast, who knows what could open up in the future? So do it too. Saying it's the first thing, and when you look down the description, you're ready to get in some gaming news.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so as you've seen, we split these episodes up again. We kind of do that when there's bigger news, because we just did an hour and a half of movies once. So this came up late in the game, and this was like, it can be a cheap, but still, it's somewhere kind of in the middle. Fallout, obviously a big franchise in gaming. it's been announced that they are partnering, or sorry, I guess Bethesda's partnering with, I can't remember what, it's like Clifford Film or Clay Films, I don't know, but Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan's brother, who's doing Westworld right now, and Amazon to produce a Fallout TV series. What do you think about this?
I was telling Jessica I was surprised they didn't do Skyrim, to be honest, because I didn't think they were done milking that yet.
Well, yeah. Do you think because Amazon's also doing that Lord of the Rings series, why they probably be more interested in Bethesda?
The Lord of the Rings
more
series,
interested
that's
in
never
Fallout?
going to happen. That's right.
It's happening. It's casted and everything
Yeah?
like that.
Okay.
I think it's. You don't think it's happening?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Really? You
Yeah.
actually don't think it's happening?
It's been a long time. I feel like it's kind of like been swept under the rug like that. Well, we'll talk about that game later on in this cast. You know what I'm hinting at, but
I guess, sure.
yeah, the wonderful Wizarding World.
I don't know. that's a lie. The Harry Potter game was never officially announced.
Wasn't it officially announced
No,
like
it
years
leaked.
ago?
It leaked. That video of it
Oh,
leaked.
that's true.
Yeah. Where they said
Interesting.
we're making a Lord of the Rings show. They casted actors. They have what's his face, the guy you love, Jay Boyona, who did Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. He's directing the first episode. They have talent attached to it.
Oh.
You forget so much. Really.
Oh.
So that's what I was gonna say. Do you see Lord of the Rings? Apparently, you don't think it's happening, but I would say if it is happening, that's why they wouldn't want Skyrim, right? Kind of a little similar. Like I know it's like different as far as the landscapes and the characters, but it's just like it is a like Skyrim. Does that? Because I've never played Elder Scrolls. Like I've played them here and there, but like does that take place in the past like medieval times, or is it supposed to be in the future and things gone on the shit?
Like Elder Scrolls in the future and it's gone to shit?
No, but I mean like Elder Scrolls. That's supposed to be like in the medieval
It's
times.
in the medieval times.
Yeah, so Lord of the Rings, it's not a medieval show exactly, but it is kind of that fantasy medieval, right?
Yeah.
That's what Skyrim and
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls is. So I don't think they'd want another version of that. I think if
Yeah.
if you had to pick, I still don't know how this Lord of the Rings show is going to do as far as my interest, but I think as far as Amazon having the money to just pour into Lord of the Rings, I think they're going to make it a big deal and it's going to be huge. And I think the film quality of it will be good. But I think if they sat you down and they said, "Hey, if you could own an IP of a TV series, everyone's probably going to take Lord of the Rings every single time, right?" So,
Yeah.
what do you think about you've been beating around the bush, Fallout? Because I know you're not a big Fallout guy, but what do you think about it as a potential series? Well, not potential; it's in development right now.
I think that I'd like to see it. Like I tried playing the Fallout games, I never could get into it. I couldn't jive well with them. So, I love the aesthetic. I always love the cinematics. I love the trailers. I love so much of that fun stuff. It was really really awesome. And I feel like this time around, that is that the thumbnail up there, or do you need the new thumbnail?
The new thumbnail will go up later. Hashtag thumbnail gate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just something that I feel like would be super, super well represented. Represented.
Yeah.
Super well represented as a TV show. I think it would jive super, super well. I just think that the story has a lot of potential. And again, I don't know like the full story, except that obviously it has that like that 60s, 70s kind of aesthetic, and then they all went to bunkers, and the world was going to
like
shit. The nukes were going off, and then they came out later, and the world was like still rocking on like 60s, 70s tech, but was still like clash with like super advanced tech at the same time, which is kind of cool. So I love, again, the aesthetic and everything. I love everything about it. I think it's super, super cool.
Post-apocalyptic show.
Post-apocalyptic, yeah. So I think that after the tragic unsuccess of Fallout 76, that they need a bounce back, because that game, they put out like that paid subscription service or whatever for it, and that was super cheesy. And I think Bethesda needs to bounce back.
Yeah.
And
get that Amazon money.
Yeah, get the Amazon money. Don't do a Fallout movie, because you won't be able to compete with like Sonic 2 and Tomb Raider 2. So do a TV show.
I think I'm not saying Fallout, but I don't think it takes a big competition. Sonic was a hit, but it wasn't like a massive movie, and Tomb Raider was not a massive movie either.
Let's get a sequel though.
It somehow is. Yeah, I go back, Taylor can say all he wants, but hashtag Travis told you, I can do that. The hashtag
I don't know. That classifies. If you told me something, you'd be like, yeah, they're gonna do a Fallout TV show at some point, and that's you telling me it, and that would be
I
a
did
told you
not
so.
say, and I said
you
I
said you
haven't listened to this
pitched.
review, so I may have said that. I don't know.
I will retract my statement if you did actually say like
We're
they
going,
will.
and this is why you want to tune in. July 11th, our 5-year cast. You need to send in all your questions, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Patreon. As we do every anniversary cast, we all prepare questions for each other, but then you, the listeners, get to send them in, and we answer everything, whether it's about games, movies, TV shows, personal stuff, podcast-related stuff. We got some interesting ones that I'm excited for. So I have to dig back. We're coming on 5 years. I got to dig back. That was in our first year. I remember that's when we were such rookies at podcasting because you didn't even play the game and you sat there for the entire review because we were doing a review after that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the time where we felt like we have to have everybody there. And it's like, well, this week's topic is Fallout. So you gave like a mini Call of Duty review at the end of it. I remember that.
Oh,
so
right
funny.
on. Shoutouts to Past Taylor.
Yeah. So I remember that. But yeah, I pitched that as far as I think Fallout's perfect for a show. I've not played every Fallout, but when I played Fallout 4, it's just everything as far as your side quests, your choices, the main story. It just feels kind of like what Mandalorian does. And that's one of the things I like about Mandalorian. It feels like a video game. It feels exactly like you're on a quest, there's side missions, things like that. And there's some things I don't like about that with Mandalorian because I think they veered away from the main mission sometimes too much. But I think the same way Mandalorian worked primarily or majority of it worked on Disney Plus. I feel like you get that fall. I don't think they would adapt any particular story or game in particular. I think it kind of fits that you can just be in that world and do your own story. I don't think people are so glom on to it that, oh, you have to do 3, you have to do 4, you have to do New Vegas. Like, no, just do something in this world, new characters. I think it works. That's why it's kind of like I've always wondered with Knights of the Republic if they would ever do that movie or TV series. What do you do as far as like, oh, if it's based off that game, the choices mean so much. What would you do? Because that game has 3 different endings and they're distinctly different. Where Fallout, you just make your own story. You don't have to worry about that. So I think they will. Because you have like those factions. I think they're like the Brotherhood and the Commonwealth, whatever they are. I forget. But I think that's primed to be a TV show. I think Amazon is the right spot because I think Amazon has so much money that it doesn't really matter. I think like Dylan was talking about Skyrim would be like the budget would be huge. I think Amazon, like, there is no huge budget for Amazon. They can kind of do whatever they want. And that's the thing with Amazon. They're on the uptick and they're definitely big because Amazon Prime, everybody has them, everything like that. I think there will be a day where they might separate that. We'll see. But as far as like Netflix is your top streaming dog, you got Disney Plus who's growing, but it's still it's massive, but it still doesn't have those big shows. Mandalorian hit, but that's kind of been it, right? You have Hulu that was really kicking it with Handmaid's Tale and some other ones I can't remember. And then I'd say after that, why am I missing one?
Handmaid's Tale. That was Hulu? I thought it was Crave.
Well, for us, it was Crave.
Oh.
The America, right? What am I missing? I like that you came and yawned right into the mic, and then you went.
I know. It's bad timing.
Netflix, Amazon, there's Hulu, but I feel like there's one other big streamer I'm missing. Who am I missing?
Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Crave, and...
Crave is not big for the Americans. They don't even have Crave.
What would it be? HBO Max for them?
Yeah, it would be for them. Yeah, biggest streaming platforms because I feel like I'm missing one. But either way, I feel like Amazon, they have. What would you say is their biggest show
on Amazon?
Yeah,
The Boys.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I forgot about The Boys. Yeah, which we didn't even talk about in TV and movie news. We forgot about that. What are we doing with that? Are we gonna do a review that weekly?
I would like to, because like the first season went by and like I didn't get into it right away.
Yeah, none of you are on the hype train. I'm the only one who watched it as solo review. I was telling everybody, watch this, and then everyone was late too. Everyone picked up on it. I was like, I told you.
I'm in on it now.
Let's see. What was the biggest streaming? Netflix, Amazon Prime. No, I guess I'm wrong. I thought there was another one. I guess I don't count. I guess it is Hulu, but I guess there's Apple TV, but they're just starting out. They're just trying to make a splash. So I guess Amazon is in the competition if they want to take over Netflix or take down Netflix. Netflix, I think, is fine now. You listened to me for years about how they're going to die after this COVID stuff.
Aren't they still in debt by like trillions? Yeah, the COVID like saved them. Maybe they're like
they're in
conspiracy.
Debt by like billions and whatnot. Dylan said Peacock. I hate the name of that name. Peacock. That's the NBC
Peacock?
one.
NBC has their own streaming service?
Yeah, it's just starting up now. They have a Madagascar prequel series I'm pretty excited for because Gwen loves Madagascar. So it's about them as baby whatever in the zoo. Yeah, it's one of those. Boy. Yeah. So I think this is big. I think Fallout makes sense. And again, all of you are behind on this, but The Witcher, phenomenal. The best video game adaptation of movie or TV shows, and I think The Witcher showed this is how you do it. So I think majority of video games should be TV series. I think there's definitely outliers and stuff like that. Where is Halo's with Showtime, I think, right? Is that
It's
where it
with
is?
Showtime, yeah.
Yeah, I think they already said like they've spent like $34 million on it or something. It's just like, where is these
Not enough.
episodes?
Gotta spend more.
So I think this is the right move. I'm excited because I think the fall world is prime for a TV show. And again, I just think this will get the ball rolling. Everybody for years was like, oh, video game movies will be the next comic book films. But I think they can be the first video game TV series. Like they couldn't capture what video game or comic book movies did. They just didn't. They've been trying for years and they never reached that height. Obviously, those also made a bunch of like bad movies, so that didn't help. But the TV series, I think, is the route to go. So you have anything else to add on this? Even though you're not big in the game, will this be like a day one watching?
Oh, this will be a day one. Yeah, like it's like for me, like I wanted to watch The Witcher and I don't think I got into it right away.
Witcher.
Like I watched it like maybe like the first week or second week. And again, like I never played the Witcher games. I do hope to someday when I retire I can go back and play them when I have time. But it's just I didn't know much of the lore or the backstory, but like watching the show I liked it. I liked Geralt of Riviera. Geralt of Riviera. I butchered that. Holy shit. Yeah, as you can tell, I don't know the games very well. But I like the story, Geralt. I like the show, and I like that aesthetic. And the same with Fallout. I'm all about Pip-Boy and what are they called? Horn demons or
something like that. I'm not that well versed in the lore either, too, because I played the other ones here and there, but the only one I've ever played through fully is 4, to be honest.
Yeah.
They kind of like passed me by. I don't know why. I think because they are maybe always more focused on first player, but then people just lied to me and didn't tell me about you could do both.
Oh boy.
Speaking of doing both, because Xbox announced that they're doing a Summer Games event. I don't have the dates. I think I have the dates on the thumbnail.
It's July 21st to 26th or 7th, I believe.
Yeah, 27th. So they're doing that, and this is where I was, because I had a whole completely different take. But so they're doing this thing where the Xbox dashboard's going to have over classic Xbox over 100 games. It's just like the teraflops. They just love throwing out like fucking buzzwords when it's just like, and then they showed off some of these games. I was like,
keywords.
I'm sure some people are excited, but I just felt like they're making no waves. There has been word that, because for me, I was like a lot of other people, that this looked like this was their July event and that was it. The word is that they have this, but in the middle is they're still going to do like a big show. That's not confirmed, but that's the word. I feel that's the route they have to go still, because I don't know where would you have been, let's say, and maybe it still doesn't happen. What happens if there is no big event and it's just this was their July Games event? I feel like this is a huge disappointment as far as, so like we've talked about this before, it's a boxing match, right? For a while Xbox was winning, that PS5 reveal really hit and got really people really hyped again, and I think that ball rolling for PS5. I think now everyone's looking at Xbox Series X's July event because the Inside Xbox did not go well. That kind of turned. It was that momentum. Everyone started to turn on Xbox, and then they saw the PlayStation. They saw the Tower of Sauron, the Tower of Sony. That's what we're going to call it, the Tower of Sony. And then they're going that way. So now everyone's like, oh, the eyes are back on Xbox. Do you feel if there's no big event, if it's just this like week of demos, would that be able to capture the hype that PS5 reveal had?
Well, I mean, I don't know all the details about this event. To me, this event is them showing new games, correct?
It is, and you'll be able to play them when it's like whatever July 21st or 3rd, you're going to open your dashboard and boom, it's right there.
I think, for me as a gamer, I think that's pretty cool. If they
unveil,
like, they have to unveil some pretty cool games, pretty cool exclusives.
Did say that the games too are like some of them are games that you could be playing a slice of, but they might not be out till 2021 or something like that as well. So
see, I like that. I do like the idea, like why. That's one of the things I appreciate about Xbox, because previous E3s, I think it was even like last E3, they'd be like, okay, we unveiled this new game, and boom, it's on Game Pass right now. And I love that. I think the delivery is awesome. I think that's a great way for people to decide a game. With this, they do that, and they unveil a whole bunch of games in this whole presentation, and then just say, yep, you can play this right now. Demo available now. Demo next week.
As of right now, they haven't said it's a presentation. They just said you're going on your Xbox, and they're there. There could be a presentation, but that wasn't in this announcement. The rumor is there is, but I'm saying I'm playing the devil's advocate if there's no presentation and it's just, hey, you wake up every day, there's new games. My counterpoint was we're going to talk about DC Fandom in a little bit, but they're saying DC Fandom, August 22nd, it's a 24-hour event of DC stuff. And they're saying, okay, all their movies are going to be there, TV shows, everything like that, but they haven't dropped a schedule. So my thing, check out DC Lines, I guess, on it. I said, I think it's a mistake if it's just you wake up or the event goes live and everything's there. I think you need to roll stuff out, because if all these demos are there, I feel like a lot of games are going to get lost in the mix, and I feel like there's a game that could get not played. Like, let's say 3 games kind of rise to the top and then other games are left to the side. They're kind of forgotten about. And I feel like you need to have a schedule, or that's the thing with the presentation, the way like, oh, they show Miles Morales, boom, they show this, they show the console, that boom, boom, boom. If it's just here all it is, I feel like that, like them trending, them people talking about them, there's going to be people that will miss this. It's the same thing. Did you hear about any news from the IGN Gaming this summer?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It happened. It happened a couple weeks ago. I'm sure there was stuff, but it just came with a wet fart. It was gone. Everyone was not pleased with it.
Wet fart.
Everyone was not pleased with it.
That's so gross.
But I just feel like I am always on the approach that I think if you want to at least get hype and people talking, you got to do, I'm not saying PS5 invented, but you got to do that. You got to do that hour block of here's what's new with Xbox. I hope that's the way, because the rumor day is July 23rd. It starts, well, I guess it's starting July 23rd, right?
We have I think it's a week long of this gaming festival or whatever it is.
Okay, so it starts July 21st. The rumors right now that the event's on July 23rd. I feel like it should be reversed, where the day 1 is that presentation, and then throughout the week you will get these games that we showed you demos. I don't like it being in the middle of the week. I just feel like that's a kind of a muddled situation of games dropping.
Yeah.
There's an event. I feel like it's Xbox for me again, trying to do so much to try and be loud, like over 100 games, 7 days. Here we go. But then it's just like, well, I worry, do they still just have Halo and a Fable game to show off, and that's it, and that's why they're trying to overcompensate? I don't know.
I don't know what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, but it's just they got a full week to have us play game demos, put a schedule, have some sort of mini explanation presentation. So I feel like we'll get something good. When I was talking to a few of my coworkers,
Scoops, insiders,
it's just kind of and other people in general. It's just they've expressed huge interest in the fact that if an Xbox in their August console event, if they were to do that in August, and they do unveil a new Xbox that even if it doesn't play in 4K, it's just as 1080p. Has a disk drive or no disk drive, but it's an next-gen console, and it's around that $200, $300 price range.
Oh, you mean that rumored?
What
the fuck is the name of it? It has a really cool Lockhart. I love that. Yeah. I want. They won't call it Xbox Lockhart, but I want them to. Oh, 100%.
So they'd make that they were originally all for the PS5. They were stoked for it, but then they heard this, and it's like,
not
okay, that's when I would jump.
Though.
Not confirmed, but that's what would sway them over easily.
Well, especially now that games are going to be $100 now.
Oh God!
Because if you haven't heard that, for people, they listed it was NBA 2K, and there's a couple other games that put listings out, and then they also put out their listings for the next gen, and all of them were in American $69.99. So for us, it's always $20 more, right?
Yeah.
And so that would mean it's $90 for us. Then
that's
tax
absolutely atrocious.
So games are going to be $100
for fuck's
us.
sake.
Yeah, but games are expensive, right? And now with no content as far as movie stuff, they could get people.
It's like a last-ditch effort to keep EB Games open. But I mean, we don't need to.
I think they'll still be that way on digital too, though.
But
that's
we don't.
Thing.
Well, it shouldn't be, because we don't need to spend $100 on games for delivery and packaging and anything anymore when you can buy digital.
I don't. No, I don't mean that's expensive. I just mean making fit
I guess, but if you look
games, I'm not saying the plastic box.
I know, but if you look at
$100, no, I think the manpower, how much these games are costing and whatnot, they need to up them a little.
But even
bit.
if you look at Steam sales, within a month, a lot of those brand new games are on sale for $30 off, or they drop down in price super, super cheap. Like Dark Souls. 3 is a bad example. It's been out for a while, but that's over 50% off right now.
Mario 64, $1. Crash Bandicoot, the OG one, 50 cents.
If I'm gonna be spending that kind of money, I feel like it should compare with Steam's prices. And if I'm gonna drop $100 in a game, that's how much I'd pay for Smash Melee. People are selling Mario Kart Double Dash for $80 used. So I mean, these aren't classic retro games, So if 1 week, it's gonna drop down to $20 in price.
What is
these new games?
That's a lie.
No, that's how much
on console.
No, if you were to try and turn around and sell it, no one's gonna pay you full price for it. They'd be oh, EB Games would be I'll give you $20.
Oh yeah,
it.
EB Games is gonna fucking kill us. But at least to make anything, if you, because what are your games? We talked about this, I think last week with Kirklin, right? You said obviously you got Assassin's Creed,
Yeah,
you
I'm
got
fucked.
Road
I
Squadrons,
am
which is still
fucked.
$40, so there you go, or M60 for
American,
us.
yeah.
So you got Assassin's Creed, you got Road Squadrons. What else was the other one? Cyberpunk. But would you buy Cyberpunk for $100 now?
Yeah, I do really want to try it.
I don't know how. I can't believe you turned
Um,
around so much on it.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed, Squadrons, Cyberpunk.
I can't believe that.
New Call of Duty, because I'm just a Call of Duty guy.
But if you have to lose any of them, it's Cyberpunk, right? Like if it comes down to it, you're a man, you're saving up for a wedding right now. You're gonna pay. Let's say there is no Lockhart, which you already said you're not gonna get. You're gonna be paying. Let's just round up because of tax and conversion, $600 for a console.
Madison, don't just cut this part out if you're listening.
So no, as the best man, I need to do this. So $600 for a console. The minimal, probably the minimal.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed, $700. Now you go. No.
Like, whoa, holy shit!
The ultimate, and that's the thing. Are you gonna buy your fucking flippity dippity super special edition of Assassin's Creed? You always do.
I know it's hard.
Because if you do that, that might be a $700.
Yeah.
So let's say you don't still. Let's say you get the regular game. That's $100 right there. Okay, and now you're getting Call of Duty. That's another $100. You're at $800. If you get Cyberpunk, and let's say Squadrons, that's $60. So if you round up, that's almost $100. If you get Cyberpunk, you're spending close to $1,000.
That's true. You know, when I got the Xbox,
some
One,
have to drop.
Some maybe. When I got the Xbox One, I spent $700-800 day one. I got the games, everything I needed. So when I look at it this way, I probably may have to make a convincing story to the fiance and be like, okay, I need to spend like this much money on these things, and then probably just look at it like, hey, well, there's nothing else for the rest of the year that has me super excited that I'm probably gonna get. Like Avengers, if I had like the extra funds and wanted to, I would get it so I could play with you guys if it's got the crossplay. But I'd drop it easily compared
You're
to
so
the other
lucky
ones.
for Games Pass.
I
You're
know.
so lucky. If Halo was like a full price game and everything like that, you'd be effed.
I'd be really, really like screwed. Although, yeah, it's tough because I definitely I have the whole entire Halo collection. I got a few special editions, and I like having everything on the shelf
Just
together.
wait for it to go cheap. And
I
then
know,
buy
I
it.
know. That's what I'm gonna do because with it being on Games Pass, there's no point in me buying it. But
Plus, you never know though. There's still gonna be reveals. There still might be some games in the fall you don't know about.
Yeah, that's true. And this event, like Grounded again. That's another one I'm excited to get, but it's on Games Pass, so I'm happy there.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk, for all I know, maybe they'll strike a deal with Xbox. That is a big whiff right there.
Yeah, I like something like for you because I don't know you just bought the entire Arkham trilogy. Is that what you sent us a message for?
Oh no, I was just sending a picture of it. I could have bought it, but I thought, nah. I have Arkham Knight on Games Pass, and I thought, well, I probably won't go back right now and replay Arkham
So
City
then,
or
that's the
Knight.
other piece of news I had. It was like the Batman Gotham Knights game is rumored to be revealed at August 22nd. That DC Fandom thing, which we kind of talked about last week. It seems like just more rumors are coming out about
This
it.
is a new Arkham game?
Well, no, it's like it's gonna have that same style, but I feel like it's a reboot. I feel it's the same people that made Arkham Origins are making this one, and that's the rumor titles Gotham Knights.
Is that good or bad?
I think it's
bad.
I think it's still good because I think if it was this if Rocksteady's not making it, if you could have any other team, I think this is the team to make it. But I would still want Rocksteady, but obviously they're doing that Suicide Squad game, it sounds like. So, and I like Origins. It's definitely the lowest of the four, but it's still like really good in my opinion. So I think they can make a great game, especially it's going to be about the Court of Owls, which is sick. There's rumors you can play as Robin, Batgirl, and Jason Todd, so it's going to be flipping back and forth. So, but that is not a purchase on your guideline then, is it?
Well,
then, if you haven't played
maybe.
the other ones.
Like,
I guess if it's a reboot, right?
It's a reboot, I would. Like, I loved Asylum. I love City. What I played of Origins was super cool, and I have to get into Night. I have it installed on my Xbox, ready to go to just
I don't know
dive
why
in.
you haven't done that.
I know. Because
If
when I
announced a
go
new game, you
on,
at least got to do that.
when I turn on the Xbox and I go to like motion it, Call of Duty's right there. I'm like, oh, it's double XP weekend, and I let's
It's
hop
always
on that. I
double
know.
XP
Double XP
weekend.
weekend this weekend on Call of Duty. Double Battle Pass tiers, double Weapon XP and main XP. Yeah, it's just that bundle pack. I would have bought it if it included Origins because it's like $19, and I really wanted to, but I get it
throw
doesn't.
that game on the side. It's like the redhead stepchild. They're like, no, it doesn't exist, which is like it's still
The
good.
redheaded stepchild.
Yeah,
is
that's
that
an
what you
old. Yeah, that's an old term. Like,
That's horrendous.
oh, it
my
is. It was a
God.
term back in the day. Yeah, and I know Emily hates that I say it because I have two redheaded girls, but like it's just a term that I say. Yeah, Origins is a really good game. I wish they would stop like crapping on it. You know, I could almost make the case that gameplay wise it's better than Arkham Knight. Story not so much, but yeah. So those are things I'm excited to see what Xbox is doing. I just want that event to be good. I've already said if they do a Lockhart or something like that, I will buy it because I do want Games Pass very badly. I like what they do. I just don't need a disc version. I'm not going to be buying Xbox games. So literally, if it just works as my well,
that's the kicker for me because like I have like my current library of Xbox One games. Like I like them and I want to keep playing them. That's why I still have them. But the thing is, like I want them to be able to have some kind of plan where like can I transfer them over digitally or something like that.
Same thing with PlayStation 5. If they said your games, as long as we know you've purchased them, they'll just be there digital. I would probably get the discless version because I think it looks better. It'll probably be cheaper. And there's even been people speculating. There's been speculation and rumors, but there's been talks of the special editions. Like, not that they're doing this, but if they did a, let's say, Miles Morales PS5 custom one, it would be a discless version. So all those special cool PlayStations they're going to put out are going to be the discless to try and push you in that way. So I'm fine with getting with that, but then again, I don't know because I just had my experience with Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
And again, check out my review. Thank you. I should have said this at the beginning. This is this movie review. Tons of positive feedback on it. If you're listening to this, Big Barkley Dog, whatever your name was, hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. I'd love to talk to you for real, but you gave me a really nice review, so I thank you. Nice 5-star on Apple Podcast. Please, everyone, go do that if you like what we do here. But that did convince me again. Still nice to, even though we joke about EB Games as far as just grounding us. It's like, well, I would still take $40 over nothing. You know,
$50.
$50. Well, maybe it'll be 40 with the new generation, though.
Yeah,
you know,
maybe.
so I would still take that over. Hey, Last of Us, I'm probably not going to play ever again. Or what I would just do is, if I wanted to play Last of Us in a few years, like Last of Us 1 on PS Plus, or it's like for 20. Like Last of Us 1 right now is like $10. So it's like I would, if I ever wanted to do it again, I would throw down Last of Us 2 $10 in the future, but get my money back now. So, Dylan, I want to ask you, what did you think about Mixer shutting down? I have no experience other than when this is how good I was when we did our Call of Duty stream.
Here you go, Dylan. You had to instigate it.
You were like, "Oh," I was like, "Hey, set up YouTube or Twitch and whatnot." And like, "Oh, but I could set up something else." I'm like, what? Mixer? I had no fucking idea what Mixer was. So clearly, it shows people are not tuning into it. And then it like did not do that well. They switched them over to Facebook Gaming, I understand, which some people are not a fan of. I didn't know much about
there
it.
was that famous like streamer. What was his name?
Ninja.
Yeah, he signed a deal with Mixer,
idiot.
and then he got cut.
Yeah, I shouldn't say he's a complete idiot as far as he doesn't know how sports work, apparently. How come a kicker can't hit every field goal? It makes no sense. Oh boy. Those are the type of guys that make video game play. Like we get so far ahead, and then shows like The Big Bang Theory bring us down. We get so far ahead, and then someone like Ninja comes out with all these hot takes about sports, and it's not like to rile the crowd. He legitimately doesn't understand that every time you kick a ball, it can't be the same. There's wind, there's snow, there's other players. People can run and touch that ball. Fuck, he's an idiot. But he's not he's not an idiot when it comes to money, because he, I think, signed a 5-year deal, but he got all that money, I think the word is, for just being with them for 2 years, and then he's going to go stream somewhere else. So good for him. It sucks for the people that are more mid-level, but that's where it shows to me if myself, what I say is like, I'm in this realm, but I'm like a mainstream gamer. If I don't really know what mixers and stuff, that doesn't mean anything. Like that means lots of other people, the schmoes Joes have no podcasts, don't even listen to podcasts, don't know what that is. People know what Twitch is. People know what YouTube gaming is. At least I don't think they know that it has a section, but they just know YouTube has gamers on it, and YouTube's so big it's not going to close down. Facebook gaming, who knows? Facebook is going through like a bunch of weird changes. Bunch of people like
a lot of changes.
Yeah, a bunch of like shit and whatnot. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but I don't know. It's just good for, I guess, Twitch, because they're just running game right now. But
the thing for me, Dylan, is like every time, like go back like 3-4 years ago on Xbox, every time you boot it up, like you have your different tabs on your dashboard for like your games and then your streaming and all that stuff. And whenever you go to the streaming tab, it would be focused on like Twitch. It'd be Twitch apps and everything. And you actually had an app where you could sign into Twitch on your Xbox and start streaming to Twitch right away off of your console. Super easy. And now after a while, I noticed that was gone, and they just jumped over to Mixer. So when you go to like your community tab, you could see all of these streams of Xbox gamers on Mixer. So if you have an Xbox, Mixer was like the thing for you. But I mean, I'm just never one to really watch streams that often.
Yeah,
I would mostly
either.
just go on just to play the games. So finally, like lately, I kind of tuned in. Like, okay, well, Mixer, and like if we're gonna try streaming, I'll give it a try, because it seems like there's lots of people using it on Xbox, because it's like Xbox's platform. So that's where I kind of liked it. And using it is very easy to use. I like just being able to download it super fast, like our 4-hour COD stream, which was nice. I thought it was very user friendly and super easy to whatever, all that stuff. And so to me, like it shutting down, like it's definitely sad, but I just hope that they properly establish a way like with Facebook gaming for you to like stream accordingly and properly, because the nice thing about Xbox is it has that ease of access to share, stream your content and everything. And as long as they swap that out with Mixer with Facebook gaming, then I won't have any complaints. So it's just another transition that they did from like Twitch to Mixer and Mixer to Facebook gaming. So
Dylan says 30 mil, I think. Pretty good for an idiot. I guess so. Like, that is great, but it's just like, if you make that amount of money, you can't figure out how to kick a ball. Like, I don't know. It's like, a president is, look at who the president is right now. Just because you're making lots of money doesn't mean that's smart. I don't have much experience with him. I've just seen some of his comments and stuff, and it's just like...
He's the Fortnite guy, right?
I think so, but that's what I mean. I hate that when it makes people like our community look like idiots, because people show that and then it's just a meme and then it just looks like, oh yeah, these guys are a bunch of guys that stay in the basement.
Us in that whole segregated like
100%. And there's so many people that are just like, there's so many different types of games. It's the same way as I feel like women get, and we're much less, but just like the way women get put in a category, that's the same way gamers do. And I feel like comic book nerds and stuff are finally not exactly in that category, but that's because it's in this massive mainstream as far as like Avengers and stuff like that. So I remember as far as like a kid being like, oh yeah, you're one of those. It's just still sometimes like, oh, you watch like streaming. It still has that kind of like, even esports, like it's still kind of like, oh, like why is ESPN
But you can retaliate because you can be like, oh, well, you watch real sports, or not real sports. Yeah. You watch like people playing soccer.
But I still say that, I see that where people are like, why is this on ESPN? And that's where, to me, if you get people like that, like Ninja who acts like that or says something like that, it's like, that doesn't help at all, because you just make us look dumb. You make it just like all we understand is the things that move on our screen. And oh boy, yeah, I'm not. I won't be tuning into any of his streams anytime soon. But I don't tune in any streams other than maybe the odd like friend or someone I'm really interested in. But not so much.
On this note of streaming, actually, you actually reminded me of something.
Tune into Taylor's Predator streams, though.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I understand that it's the same way that some people don't like commentary tracks on a movie. I used to be like that. I didn't like commentary tracks. And then when I got older and I heard it was more like, oh, directors really... It wasn't someone just talking or a movie. It's like them and their experience. That's where it's like streaming. I've gone to like a bit more now. I think it's because we've done them personally. But I do them more for like... when like I know Dylan watches a lot of those speed runs. Those don't really interest me. I like it more like when there's like a charity stream like we do. If people are doing that to raise money because they're always doing something fun, that's why I always try to create a schedule, because at least I know, oh, I'm going to tune in for this. I'm not going to sit there for 5 hours and be like, well, when are they doing this? So like select things are. What were you going to say about streaming?
I just wanted to shout out to
this new app, Bixer.
Yeah,
it's going to be huge. Taylor owns
provided
it.
by Geekverse.
Yeah.
No,
partnering with Ninja, we just lost them.
Yeah, we just lost our sponsorship.
Yeah.
Oh no. But yeah, I just wanted to mention it's very unfortunate news. So there is a Twitch streamer called Wreckful, Byron Bernstein. I think I'm saying his last name right, and he. Just kind of reading about him, he's like a very, very popular Twitch streamer with like WoW and that sort of stuff. And I believe he took his own life, and very, 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 very sad. And my heart goes out to his family and friends, because like being in this kind of like world as being like content creators and creating like these kind of like the shows and all that, and like even like when we do our streams and stuff, it's such a cool kind of atmosphere to interact with like fans and other people around the world, that kind of stuff. And it's just sad that weight of the world can sometimes really like get to some people and get through like their barriers and just kind of take that toll on people. And mental health is a very hard thing to overcome. So I hope that his friends and family are doing good.
Yeah, and I say this, I think we somehow touched upon something similar last week upon this, so maybe it was my last review, I can't remember, but just if you have those type of issues, if you need help, don't try the same way when we talk about just like in the games of Ninja, it's me joke around having fun. When you talk about things that have stigma, stuff like that has a lot of stigma still, like mental health, depression. It shouldn't, and that's why you need to get help. That is like I don't even say suicide is the last option. It is not an option in my opinion. Not saying to cast light on people that have done that. I'm saying you don't want that to be an option. Take that off your list and find how can I help. And sometimes it might be hard. You might not have anybody, you might not have family. Find people out there, find hotlines. It's not worth it. You got a long life to live. I had a friend recently who went through an experience like that, and luckily that person's doing okay now, but it wasn't looking good for a while. And I just said, like, hey, like, you got a long, long life to live. You may be the lowest low right now, but there's a point that hopefully you can go up. But there's tons of people that will help you out. So definitely, it's a good point to bring that up. So I think what do we have? We have that one last Call of Duty news, which we'll talk about. But before we get in that, this is just a small update. Some details came out about that Harry Potter game that it is confirmed. That's a role-playing game.
It is confirmed.
Well, confirmed by rumors and scoopers that it's a role-playing game. It's coming 2021. It's being made by Avalanche, and it's going to be on the PS5 and Xbox Series X. And specifically, and I wonder if that's why they put out these reports, in all these reports it said J.K. Rowling has nothing to do with this game. Obviously, she's in a lot of hot water, bowling. Why are you going,
Yeah, I was going to say, because she's getting, like, flack right now.
Well,
like,
yeah, that. She's falling.
Take Harry Potter away from her kind of stuff.
She unfollowed Stephen King because he said some stuff, she's making tons of. She's an idiot. Sorry, but you want to talk about. I'd much rather sit in a room with Ninja and talk about football problems than what J.K. Rowling is tweeting out. Because man, some people pick the wrong hill to die on. But this game again. So we had seen like leaked footage of this. I'm really excited about this. My fiance is like a massive Potterhead, but I like the Potter world. I think that could be a fun game. I like that we're hearing more. I hope that we get like an official reveal soon, so we know. Like I even think just like. I hope it is like really role playing game where like you get to pick what house you're in or whatever the story like you get to pick like what type of wizard you're gonna be. I think that world has tons of potential to do that. I need to look up. Do you know what Avalanche has made?
No idea.
Okay, well you talk about the game if you're excited, and then let me get. 'Cause it's the same group as Rocksteady and Montreal. It's another Warner Brothers game developer. So.
Yeah, I'm very, very, very excited for this game. Even more so right now because I'm going to see Harry Potter on the big screen at the theaters tomorrow.
Oh, are you tomorrow?
I am. I'm doing a double feature, Harry Potter and then Jurassic Park right after.
I'm surprised. I hope for the next few weeks they put out each Harry Potter.
I do too. I love the first one, but Chamber of Secrets I really, really love, and I'd love to see that on the big screen.
I'm so excited for this game. I never got to play it. I want to play Rage 2. It's on my bucket list. They made the Just Cause games. And they made, which is, I think, one of the most underrated games of all time. I love it. It has some of the best car combat. Is the Mad Max game. Oh. It's so fucking good. I love that game. It's not one of the best games ever, but it's like that solid, like 7 out of 10, like 8 out of 10. It's so much fun. The car combat and how you customize the vehicle. Oh my goodness, that just got me so excited now. Cool. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Gosh, yeah, for Harry Potter games, as far as it goes, like I remember playing the old ones. I remember going over my friend's house and we would go to
Chamber of Secrets was the best on Game Freak. I love that one.
That's a classic. I remember going over my friends, going to Blockbuster, and we would pick up Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
And I just remember the Dementors and fighting them in the game. And just like the fun like story
Lego
narratives.
Harry Potter was fun.
Lego Harry Potter, yeah. There's such a world that I do enjoy getting into and playing. I never played any of like the later ones because I think there was Harry Potter Deathly Hallows and stuff like that for Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah, well,
but
I think
don't know
they did
if they
them
were
all
good.
No, I think they're all good. I borrowed from Jessica the like complete package, and I liked them all. I think there were some that were better than others, but no, I think it was they did the years 1 to 4 and then like 4 to 7
for
or
Lego?
5 to 7. Yeah, for Lego.
Oh, I meant like the actual.
Oh yeah, no, I stopped after Chamber of Secrets.
Okay.
It peaked. They couldn't get any better than that.
Yeah, I don't know if they land it like I'm pretty sure they will because I feel like a Harry Potter game just needs to happen. Have the Quidditch matches where you're flying around that would just be so good. Yeah, there's just so much potential. I'm super hyped. I want to play it. I want to indulge in it. So yeah.
What house are you?
I think when I asked Jessica, she placed me in Gryffindor. I classify her as the Sorting Hat because she knows this stuff.
Well, you're supposed to. Well, because she said I was definitely Slytherin, and I think I would be a Slytherin. But if you go to Pottermore, like the official Potter website, it put me in Gryffindor. No, don't do it now. It's a long thing.
Oh,
not that long, but you should do it for like I don't know when the game gets revealed, and you'll know. But you should do it. You can do it mass, and it's fun. Go ahead and talk about. Call of Duty, adding 200 players, which was news to me because I thought I've been playing with 200 players this whole time.
I don't know why you thought we were playing with 200
Me
players
either.
this whole time.
No idea.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, the game this whole time has been 150 players, or 150, like 3 or 4 or 5, around that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they
153.
they amped it up to 200, and like I just installed the update last night, so I'm going to play maybe a little bit tonight, a little bit tomorrow. Yeah, the game so far we're looking at, they got playlists for everything on Battle Royale, which is nice. We got 4-man, we got triples, we got duos, solos. It's just really, really nice. And
so you have the 2, right? You'd have like regular, like 150 and 200, or is it just 200
I believe
now?
so, yeah.
Okay.
You can do, unless I haven't checked, but I mean, they could have just made it all one complete thing.
So now we gotta. Now I hope not. 'Cause I like the options. I don't feel they should ever take away with all these fucking updates I have to. But now you and I, whether it's you and I or with the squad, we're gonna have to achieve a 200-person victory one.
Yeah. I mean, like we've done the 4-man, right?
We've got one in all of them. I thought.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, we have. We've got a win in all of
the
them.
duos is what I'm proud of because we got we got our win with that. That was intense.
Final kill right here.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good. Yeah, so they've added 200-man Battle Royale and Juggernaut Battle Royale. I don't know how the Juggernaut one works out because it doesn't look like everyone spawns in as Juggernauts. But like, if you're in a Juggernaut suit, you're not going to be able to outrun the fog. That's the downside to that because you move so slowly. And when you do get the Juggernaut armor, though, you can toggle off or on like rock music that plays because you're just gunning everything down with your Gatling gun. But if you die, enemies can actually pick up the Gatling gun and use it. So I'm wondering if it's just an airdrop and then it just kind of lures people to it to get the Juggernaut suit or whatnot. But yeah, I'm excited to play that game mode and try it out. This weekend is double XP for guns and main XP.
You said it already.
I know. And Battle Pass double tiers, which is super hype. So I'm going to be playing. What level are you now? Are you
I don't
still
know,
like,
higher than you? So
are you?
yeah.
Because I'm in the 90s now, and I think that's where you were last time.
I think I'm 95 or something.
95? Ooh.
Yeah. I got the Emily, perk on where I'm at home and she can play for me. So
well, my goal, like as soon as I saw
levels
that you
are
were
deceiving.
like,
don't trust them.
oh no, it's all about career levels. As soon as you were
it's about
bragging
the
about
career
your
level.
as soon as you're bragging about your level, I was
No.
like, okay, I'm going for it. But I
The
think
career
I
levels
am.
are microtransaction that Taylor paid for.
I think I am higher than you
Right.
now at levels, so
Sure.
gotta keep that high up there. But I love the customizations they've added to the vehicles. You can totally deck them out now and change them, so that's super super nice. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last time we played. It just didn't go. Oh yeah. I need to brag about this or rag about this, whatever you want to call it. So we're driving. Travis is driving in this truck, and I'm in the back of the truck, and we drive past this building with an enemy team on the roof. And he goes past the building and hits something.
A rock.
I'm just completely exposed. And there's nothing I can do. I'm fucked. So I just die.
But different situation that I always sometimes be like, no, there's a reason. I right away copped to. I said that was my bad because it was we were under heavy fire, but there was a way where if I could make this turn, we would have been completely safe or like out of the clear, in the clear. And I didn't make the turn. And then so I hit it, and you were just in the back of the truck, prone, just getting shot. And I was like, oh, no. So, no, that was completely my bad. Yeah, we got to play some more because that was those were some bad rounds.
They're fun. They're fun moments, though. Like, I don't mind the screw-ups just when you get super far, and then it gets crazy. Like, the other time we were on top of the stadium, and, like, you got in the helicopter. And I had at this point in the game, I had no problem just like, let me drive. So we flew down and we landed at the bottom of the stadium, and it was funny because it's not your fault because you weren't aware where I was in the helicopter, but like we started taking fire and you immediately jumped off the ledge and went down below, and I lift up the helicopter and I landed right behind you, and you're like running away, and the helicopter took damage and we lost it. But it's just one of those things that happens. But I think that was duos too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was all on the same night. It was not a good night, like I said. Lots of losses.
Yeah, but that was coming off of like a 3-week break mixed with like Last of Us and Predator Hunting Grounds. So
yeah. Well, Taylor, I guess you could give a few plugs before we get out of here because we didn't do all of them at the beginning. So where can they find us? And then, next week will be our 5-year. And then after that, there'll be more Nolan retros. I got to give you guys all your lists because soon We're going to be doing our 2020 superhero draft, and we're going to be adding 5 people.
We get to keep the old ones, right?
Yeah,
Isn't
we
that-
are.
Ooh,
yeah,
I like
which is
that.
so funny because if you go back in our group chat, you were against that idea at first. Like, I don't
Was
know.
I
think-
really?
yeah, you were. But
Ooh, that doesn't
so
seem like
yeah, we
me.
get to keep them, and then so I still have the lead though because I'm keeping John Cena. So I got my two lead right there. So yeah, what are your, and you still haven't given me in a personal note. You still haven't given me an answer about Friday 13th. We could see Friday 13th on the big screen, and you haven't even answered me.
I have to. There's probably a high chance that I'll see it with you.
High chance, but not a yes.
It's difficult because I have to look at all my options. So let me put it to you this way. Excuse me, I'm burping everything out. So tomorrow I'm seeing Harry
Beautiful.
Potter and then Jurassic Park.
There's
and
no
then-
reason. You have no excuses. This is Friday 13th for the first time ever on the big screen.
I
Maybe for the
know.
only time.
Oh, on Saturday I may go see Fellowship of the Ring in theaters, and that'll be 3 hours.
But that's fine. That's Saturday.
I
That's
know,
not
but that's
Sunday.
like a lot of movies, though.
But this is the time.
Yeah, it's true.
Friday
it's the
13th.
time.
What if it's gone next week? And then you could have saw it and you never see it again. They're going to put some stupid movie up there.
Like Leprechaun or something like that.
No, because you
They
don't think it's
should-
a stupid
If
movie.
it was
They're
Leprechaun,
gonna put-
I would be there.
They're going to put Jigsaw on the big screen.
Oh, don't do that.
It's on Netflix
Just shut
right
back
now.
down theaters. There's a high chance. Like, and we should
High
probably get our
chance.
tickets now, I guess. So, yeah.
I'm waiting for your word.
My word. Yeah, let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, go down the links below.